interception. Romo, spin, throw, end zone, caught!
In a play that you're going to see replayed a lot of times this week, losing his helmet. Prescott, touchdown!
Throws it down the field, it's caught at the 10, and this game is over!
Aikman, 7-step drop, throws it right for the goal line. Urban jumping, catching the 3, diving, touchdown! Smith at left guard, 35, 40-yard line, right on the mark!
He is going to throw. Wheelchair back. He got it. Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out. He's got great speed. 99 yards. Down the sideline. Amazing round.
He gets the snap, here comes an outside blitz. The pass is picked up in open field. Here comes Larry Brown to the 15. He's to the 10.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you fourth quarter, finishing this one out 24-23. Dallas trails, Minnesota driving 4-yard line right now. You got the 1-point deficit here, touchdown. At least it's still a one-possession game, and that's what it's going to be right now. Field goal, extra point pending. Should be an 8-point ball game. Brandon Aubrey, 2 missed field goals. You tack those on right here, and look, it's not necessarily the difference in the ball game at this point. It'll be 29 points to 31 at this point. Defense definitely still rearing its ugly head here late in ball games, unfortunately. Happened last game, happening again this game. It looked like we had at least the hope of a small improvement after the trade deadline. We had a few nice games. It's kind of back to its usual at this point. Defense, Shane, absolutely. The defense right now, leaving something to be desired. We'll just say that. Leaving something to be desired. Feels like it's been a second, y'all. We have not gone live since, the last Cowboys game. 10 days ago? Look, during this time, some of you guys know we're pretty much every day with Rangers stuff throughout the summertime. So during this time, football, college football, a little bit of a lull right now until really some of the big bowl games kick off. So we've been taking a little time off around the holidays, hanging out with the fam, but we're ready to hang out, talk some Cowboys ball with y'all. Should be a good one. Fire Eberflus. Yeah, look, Eberflus, I think, is probably going to be sticking around. And I don't say that because, I think he's doing an awesome job. But I think that the Cowboys will be very much adverse to the idea of a fourth coordinator in 4 years. I just don't think it's necessarily going to happen. I know some people think it's really no question it should happen. But I just have my doubts whether or not the Cowboys are going to make it 4 coordinators in 4 years. At this point, the defense, the personnel, I think, does need to be improved. You did it well with Quinnen Williams. You also, of course, got a couple of new guys in there. You got Kenny Clark in there after you traded Parsons. By the way, Parsons going down with what appears to be a season-ending injury. Feel bad for him. I definitely feel like the Packers' chances takes a little bit of a hit without him. But they're still a good squad, should be able to make the playoffs. And who knows? Maybe you can make a deep run, but feels like a pretty big loss at this point. Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, though, that tandem, while great, has really not been able to overcome how porous the secondary has been. The secondary is just not good. I don't know how else you can say it. Deron Bland obviously got a pretty big payday, and I think that he still is a good player. I don't think he's trash, but to be getting paid the money that you're getting paid and to not really be having an impact, it's hurtful. And this Cowboy secondary, I think, has got to be prioritized in the offseason. To me, it's the biggest weakness. You watched it on the play that you just saw the Vikings score a touchdown on. You're talking wide open. You are talking wide open players all night long. It's embarrassing. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Occasionally, the Cowboys, I think in the stretch that they went on, winning a few games in a row, you got enough pressure. You got just enough pressure that it made it meaningful. Turpin is going down the sideline. Looks like it's going to get called back for a hold. You got enough pressure where I think you disguised how bad the secondary actually was. Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, all those guys I think were making the secondary look better just because you were flushing the quarterback out of the pocket and you were doing a nice job making that ball come out quickly. And I think you're seeing a little bit of better O-lines hold off Quinnen Williams and hold off some of the studs Dallas has up front. And then the secondary is having to sit back there and do something special. And it's just not something that the Cowboys have done a good job with this year. Too much pressure on Dak, no pressure defensively, 100%. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to check out comments both on YouTube, on Instagram, and of course on TikTok as much as I possibly can. Bench Turpin. Yeah, look, Turpin, for me, he has definitely, it feels like just eye test, right? Look, I'm not advanced stats guy right now, live with y'all watching the rest of this game, but just eye test. It does feel like Turp has taken a step back this year. I don't think it's a huge step back, but it does feel like a step back. I miss baseball season as well, 100%, man. Look, we're going to be back on Wednesday for a Rangers show. Some of y'all know we cover a lot of the teams from the DFW area, Mavs, Rangers, Cowboys, a lot of good stuff. But yeah, look, right now, when you watch the Cowboys playing like this, you absolutely wish it was baseball season. No doubt. No doubt. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Murray, yeah, look, Shoddy came out and supported Murray. Shoddy came out and gave Murray basically his full support, it felt like. I mean, he pretty much tried to tell us, Shoddy did, that, you know, we're not seeing what we're seeing on film. Right? Murray basically, in my opinion, all season long has had issues sitting on his heels, not filling gaps, not filling those A and B gaps well. We all saw it the other game when they were playing the Lions. It happened multiple times. But Shoddy telling us we don't know ball. I don't know if I love that, man. I've loved a lot out of Shoddy's mouth this year. I don't know that I loved the Kenneth Murray defense. Not sure I loved that from Brian Schottenheimer earlier this week. I mean, look, there's obviously a lot of people that are uninformed when it comes to the X's and O's of the game. I know just from hanging out with y'all this whole season, we absolutely have some ball knowers in the chat. Woo, shifty by Flo there. First down, baby. We've got some ball knowers in the chat. And look, I've been around the game for a long time. I've played it. I've coached it. I'm not a genius when it comes to football, but I'm surely not a dummy. And watching Kenneth Murray against the Lions, I don't know how you look at that film and you say it was promising. Yeah, there's things that we're not seeing. I don't know if I love that at all. Sean, yes, sir. Justin, yeah, feeling that way. The play is absolutely trash. I think the Cowboys have to prioritize the secondary. They've got to prioritize the Mike linebacker spot. They've got to get better. They got overshown, and that is a nice piece. You'd love to see them get a true Mike linebacker. Holding here is going to push it back. I don't know if I'm ahead of y'all or behind y'all right now. 31-23, limited time left in this one. Cowboys are almost in do or die mode. Draft Caleb Downs, Anthony Hill Jr. I'd be a big fan of Anthony Hill Jr. Y'all know I'm a little biased, though. Big fan of the Texas Longhorns. We cover the Longhorns here on the show. I'd love for them to go get Anthony Hill. Would love it. Absolutely. Look, right now, 6 minutes left. The two Aubrey misses are big. You know, a field goal right now, had Aubrey made both, would mean that you would potentially be walking away with the win here. Be 31-29 had Aubrey not missed multiple times. The most he's missed all year was 2. He's missed 2 tonight. Cowboys are right around the midfield mark right now. Dak getting pressured like nothing, man. He is He has been under duress all night long. These are the things that don't show up in the box score. And look, I don't think Dak is perfect, but these are the things that don't show up in the box score. At least not the casual one that people are looking at. You're looking at the numbers. You're seeing Dak hasn't thrown a touchdown yet. You're seeing George Pickens. You're seeing the low yardage. Dak doesn't have time to throw. There's another one right there, man. No time to throw. CeeDee going to get about 15 yards here. Going to make it third and manageable. You got to imagine it's 4 down territory right now. 4 down territory for sure. Cowboys fans need to give up. Look, I think that the Cowboys, if they don't win tonight, I know they're not mathematically eliminated, but I don't really see anything that makes me feel super hopeful that they're going to get it done. 4th and 7 here. Dak pressured again. You had Davis dropping it, and then he got lit up at the end of the play. So 4th and 7, here we go. Mets will sign Cody Bellinger. I think Cody is going to stay in New York with one of the 2 teams there, or I think he goes back to LA. That's my prediction. All right, 4th and 7. We're locked in here. Some of y'all that have that lightning fast connection, I'm not trying to get it spoiled here. Let's see what happens. 5:35, 4th and 7. Dak pressured again, steps up, fires. It's going to be short, unfortunately. You got to feel like, look, it's the O-line's fault first and foremost. No pressure should be allowed there, but you've got Dak running for his life. Malik Davis, small criticism there. Why aren't you past the sticks? That's one thing I don't really get. It's a poor route by Malik Davis. You've got to get past the sticks before you turn around for that ball. So, look, I think O-line, first and foremost, blame on that. Dak did well just to get away from it. But Malik Davis, you got to run that route past the sticks, man. You have to run that route past the sticks. 31-23, Vikings take over. Going to be a very interesting finish here. This defense, which has not been able to get a stop too often tonight, is going to be tasked with getting one here. 44, what's good? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Brian, what's good, brother? Yeah, that Merrill Kelly news is rough. We'll talk a little Rangers, I'm sure, over the course of the show. I'm planning on it, but Merrill Kelly news, not what you wanted to read on your weekend. We'll just see that. I did see Mahomes tore his ACL. I did see that. I think the season was over anyways. I feel bad for Mahomes. I think everybody says they're looking forward to like something new and the Chiefs not being in it. Honestly, you need villains for things to get interesting. And I think that we're going to miss the Chiefs in the playoffs this year. It's fun rooting against them. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy rooting against the Chiefs. And you know what? Yeah, it's fun for a second that they got knocked out, but I think the playoffs are more interesting when you got Mahomes, you got the Chiefs. But we'll have to try again next year. Mahomes out for the season, likely for a little bit of next year too. Dak needs to go. Spacebound, I mean, look, if you're watching this game, I don't know how that's your takeaway. Cowboys O-line has been terrible today. I mean, Dak's been running for his life. I don't think that the numbers would lie on that either. I don't know how you walk away thinking Dak is the issue here. Literally every play, Dak is running for his life. He's had a clean pocket, probably about one every, maybe 3 plays, 4 plays. Majority of the time, Dak has been running for his life. Losing to J.J. McCarthy is sad. I mean, look, there's no way around it. Great comment here. I mean, a sad comment, but a great comment. Like, losing to J.J. McCarthy shouldn't happen. J.J. is definitely not a bust in my book at this point. You got to let that play out a little bit more. But at the same time, he has not been on a good stretch. And I think the Cowboys are going to look back at this game, especially if they can't pull out a win. Look, it's looking less and less likely here. I think that they are going to be embarrassed that they lost this game. Should never happen. Victor, what's good? As an Eagles fan, you're the most sane Cowboys fan I've heard of. Cheers to you. Hey, cheers to you, brother. We try. Look, I'm a fan first and foremost. I get super emotional with these games sometimes. I try to be as objective and unbiased as I can. It doesn't always work. But I appreciate the compliment, man. Thank you. Yeah, look, Eagles got to beat up on the Raiders a little bit. It was their turn today. Cowboys got that opportunity on Monday Night Football. Actually got to watch it live. That was a ton of fun. Eagles' turn to beat up on the Raiders today. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback again, right? That's how this works. Yeah, when Dak did it wasn't really the same thing, was it? Everybody I remember giving such a hard time. Like, it's the Raiders. I don't know. Maybe it's just the algorithm and the accounts I followed. Sure felt like Eagles were getting a lot of love for smashing the Raiders, man. Eagles did what they were supposed to do, no doubt. I don't know. Like I said, it's probably my algorithm. Thanks for hanging out, all y'all. We got 31-23 right now. I want a Super Bowl I can enjoy. Chiefs being in it never helps. It's fun to cheer against them, man. It is fun to cheer against them. But I hear what you're saying. I hear all y'all that don't want the Chiefs and are glad they're out. I totally hear you. Yeah, the defense, in air quotes, is brilliant, Brian. This defense, they need a new Mike linebacker. They need a new secondary. You got to rebuild this. Revel, I think, might have some promise. I know a lot of people were high on Revel. A later round draft pick. Great. Like, let's see it. He obviously didn't have a full season this year. But for me, I think maybe you keep him around, but you do a lot of retooling. We talked about Deron Bland already, and I'm a Deron Bland fan, but you're getting paid the money he's getting paid. You got to be more impactful. And it just has not been there this year, y'all. It hasn't been there this year. Quinnen Williams is down. You turn away for 1 second. Quinnen Williams, that's not good. I know he's had a couple of bumps and had a couple of knocks this year that he's fought through, but look, if the Cowboys lose this game, is there a shot? Yes, if the Eagles totally soil the bed over the next few weeks, but Cowboys are going to have to win out. I think they could do it. Like, I think you can beat the Chargers. I think you can beat the Commanders and the Giants. Like, those are all winnable games, but you got to count on the Eagles dropping one or dropping a couple, whatever it is. Much, much easier if you can win this ball game. Much easier. We keep rolling. It's all right, man. My Lions are in the same boat. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you're going to need some help, right? That's kind of where we're at this point. Even if the Cowboys win tonight, you need some help. And I haven't looked at the Eagles' schedule. I did at one point, but I got to be honest, it's been a long day, and it is escaping me right now. I'll look up the Eagles' schedule. We'll go through it. Eagles play the Commanders twice and then the Bills. So could be a potential loss there with the Bills, and you'd like to think the Commanders could get one of those two. So not a slam dunk for the Eagles by any means. Like I said, you would like to think that maybe Washington can steal one of those two games. I think going in and playing Buffalo, Eagles could definitely win that game, but that's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough one for sure. We'll see what happens, but it sure would be a lot better if the Cowboys could get this one. Trade Dak immediately. Dak got to go. Man, look, I can't go there tonight, y'all. I really can't. I cannot go there with the Dak got to go stuff when you're watching the game, like actually watching. I don't even understand. You're watching this football game. You're seeing like, what, 1 in 4 clean pockets from play to play? I'm just not there. I'm not there on Dak being the reason we're not winning this game. 3rd and 7. Here we go. McCarthy in the shotgun. Steps back. Under fire. Hawkinson. It looked like he was stopped short there. Yeah, he did look like he was stopped short. They might go for it, though. It's going to be probably 4th and inches or 4th and 1 here. Hawkinson wide open. Brilliant. I think that is short. If they challenged it, they would move it up a little bit more. Brilliant open field tackle there by Obershone. None other than Obershone there. Jeez, what a play. Look, if you're the Vikings, I don't know why you would snap this. I mean, look, you want to be ballsy. You're 5-8. But personally, I don't understand why you don't just punt this one away. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You're up by 8 points. You've stalled out this Cowboys offense. It doesn't make a lot of sense to go for it here. I don't think that the reward outweighs the risk. But maybe they're going to try and end it. Maybe they're going to try and end it. I don't know. I do. Hey, Jay Jess, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming back again and hanging out. Hawkinson, man, that was quite the play. Looks like they are sending out the offense. Look, if you get this, you look like a genius. If you don't, you look like a complete idiot. You're up by 8 points. You could pin the Cowboys deep. I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. Maybe they take the delay a game. Maybe they just go out there, try to get them off sides and let that clock run all the way out. It just doesn't seem wise. But you know what? We'll go for it. Here we go. Cowboys will get the ball at midfield. Here we go. He's going to get it. First down. Cowboys still have 3 timeouts. Still have the 2-minute warning. Look, there has been, I think, some out-coaching tonight, 100%. I still say on that point, you really haven't seen this Cowboys offense do a whole lot. I mean, look, you're giving them back the ball at the 48-yard line. I don't know if I love the call, but it works out. They don't get that, and, you know, you've got KOC getting crucified. They got it, though. That's all that matters. Let's see. I like both these teams. Happy to see that it's a close game. Hey, look, I'm sure a lot of people are. And a lot of people are going to be real happy to see the Cowboys lose. All right, we got first down and 10. 2-yard gain. Cowboys are starting to burn the timeouts here. Looks like they will definitely, if they can make a stop, they will get the ball back, you know, with plenty of time. You won't have a lot of timeouts. You won't have any of those to work with, but feasible here. You just got to keep them out of field goal range at this point. Hey, there you go. There you go. It's in the family for me too. Cowboys are in the family for me as well. Defense is doing it again. Good to see you, my guy. Defense is absolutely doing it again. Dak willing his team, trying to get the defense off the field here, man. They're trying. Steele and Thomas need to be fired. Now, this is a take that I can go with. Everybody talking about Dak. If you're going to talk about Dak after a game like tonight, you got to talk about the O-line. You have to talk about the O-line. It's been terrible. All right. First down, fumble. But it looks like down by contact. Yeah, down by contact. That would be nice. That would have been nice. All right, so we are at game all but over at this point. Here we go. Yep, that's going to be down by contact, unfortunately. Yep. Not looking good, y'all. Yeah, I don't know about this challenge either. I mean, look, if you gotta stop the clock anyways, which I think Shoddy would have done, oh well. So at least you try it. You see if you get lucky here, but they're not getting this challenge. They are not getting this challenge, y'all. Hey, me too, brother. Don't worry about it. I do just barely remember the Cowboys Super Bowls. That's always one of the main troll comments here. Bro, you probably haven't even seen them win it. I'll date myself a little bit. Born in the 80s, got to catch the Cowboys winning some Super Bowls when I was a kid, but it's been a while, obviously. 30 plus years, man. Yeah, Cowboys don't win the challenge. Clock going to stop here. You got 3 minutes left, and you got the 2-minute warning. Cowboys will have a third down play coming out of the 2-minute warning, which means if you just do the math, if they can make a stop Unfortunately, the Vikings are in field goal range right now, but Cowboys could get the ball back if you can force some kind of miscue on special teams, but it is not looking good. Hey, that's good, brother. More than me. More than me. Let me see what we got on TikTok. If you guys went out 9-7-1, and 9-7-1 can work. It can work, but you got to get a lot of help from the Eagles. And the Eagles right now, as they are sitting, they're at 9-5-1. And so you get the Eagles to 10 wins, and it's over. So Eagles would basically have to lose out. I don't see the Eagles losing out. I could see the Eagles losing 2. I can definitely see them losing 1. I really can't see the Eagles losing out, y'all. That's just me. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's just me. I can't see it. Feel free to argue it all you want. I'm not counting on that. I got to be honest with y'all. I am not counting on that. Lose out, get the pick. This defense is still not good enough, even with new personnel. Yeah, you're in no man's land though right now. I mean, if they go 6-10-1, that's going to be a decent pick. But I don't see them doing that until they get eliminated. Maybe at that point you bench a few guys, but I think as long as they're in the mix, yeah, I don't see it. Cowboys have some painful losses this year, though. The Cardinals loss, I can never get over. Look, losing to the Lions, I can live with a loss to the Lions. You would have loved for them to continue that win streak. Going into Detroit, winning a ball game, not the easiest thing to do. It's the home losses to the Cardinals and the Vikings. That's what you're going to look back on, and maybe throw in the Carolina loss, even though I know Carolina's got a bit of a squad this year. But you think about the Carolina loss. You have these games against very beatable opponents that the Cowboys just aren't getting done. It's a big reason why they are where they are. Those are the games I look to the most. The Cowboys actually won some of the big games this year, didn't they? You beat the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are a little down this year, but nevertheless, we're just in the Super Bowl. Got a great quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. You beat Pat Mahomes, but you lose to J.J. McCarthy. Go figure. That's how the NFL goes sometimes, man. But when you put it like that, when you say it out loud, it's painful. You beat Pat Mahomes. You beat the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts. You lose to J.J. McCarthy. Okay. Cowboys swarming right here, and they're going to make the field goal at least interesting. It'll be a 50-plus yarder at this point. You're going to make it interesting. Zoo-Boy, technically not everybody. I think they do have a few wins this year. Chiefs are out 100%. Yeah, I mean, that was already settled with the Pat Mahomes injury. I didn't think there was any way they were winning that game after Pat went down. I mean, I know they had a shot with Gardner Minshew, but nevertheless. Yeah, Corbin, it's well said. Like, close, but yet so far. You're in a tight game. You're winning. And then you're dropping wide open. I mean, just wide open plays to J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. It's painful. We're going to get a timeout here. 1:13 left. Big kick. Cowboys can somehow force a miss here. You're going to see them with plenty of time to get down the field on a short field as well. Let's see what happens. Yeah, lose to Brissett, McCarthy, and Young Justin, just painful. It's painful. Here we go. Oh, and it's good. That'll do it. Looked like it was going a little bit to the right at first, but it hung in there. Hung true. High snap as well. Wasn't a great snap. Wondered if maybe one of the rushers would be able to get to it. That thing was fluttering just ever so slightly right. And then it ended up staying true. Cowboys have got quite the deficit here. Quite the deficit. Need a quick touchdown and an onside kick. What's sad for me is, like, obviously I know what they're saying about J.J. McCarthy. And I don't want to come across as a J.J. McCarthy hater. I really don't. But I just don't think this is the game you look at and you say, he's figured it out. He's got it. And this defense, this secondary is terrible. Terrible. I'm not trying to be salty. I know it probably comes off that way. Like, I don't know. I feel like pretty much anybody can carve up this defense at this point. I think you had the Cowboys looking good for a few games. And you see what happens when they don't get consistent pressure. When they can't rush the quarterback and force the quarterback out of the pocket frequently, the secondary just gets picked apart to no end. To no end. Eagles one and done. I'm not thinking the Eagles are going to do much in the postseason. I don't know if Eagles fans really think they're going to win the Super Bowl, if they were being honest. I don't think the Eagles are getting it done this year, but they'll make the playoffs. They'll figure out a way. They're sitting pretty right now watching the Cowboys lose. All right, 35-yard line. Dak in the shotgun. Steps up. Little time here. Fires downfield. Almost intercepted. Flo did a good job to get it out of the hands there. Dak just chucking it up at this point. I mean, you're desperate. You got to score quick here. Flo, put him at DB, am I right? Put Flournoy at DB. See how he can do at this point. Brian, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the very least, you know that JJ can sometimes hit wide open targets. Honestly, JJ missed a few wide open receivers tonight. If I got any Vikings fans hanging out, I know you saw that. Look, he gets a win. That's all that matters. Dak running for his life again. There's the catch. We got it across the 40. Got it down it. All right, we got a timeout here for an injury. Rodgers for the Vikings down, cornerback. So at this point, 44 seconds left. You got to go for the end zone, get a score here. Or maybe you kick the field goal. Maybe you kick the field goal pretty quick and you just see if you can get it to a one-score game. That's probably what I would think about doing here. Maybe you do one more pass, get it into range. I know Aubrey hasn't been automatic tonight, but that's what I think you do at this point. Maybe one more quick play, get about 5-7 yards. But I think you got to think about sending Aubrey out here pretty quick. Mingo sighting, 100%, man. It took me a minute to just register 81. Who is 81? I was like, oh, yeah, Mingo. Yeah, look, what a journey for him, man. Getting traded at last deadline. What a journey for him. But, yeah, look, glad he got a catch today. How about it? All right, showing the Aubrey misses right now. And to be fair to Aubrey, a miss, the two misses aren't the difference in this ball game. Had he made those, it would be 34-29, and we'd still need a touchdown right here. And that is not a foregone conclusion. Looks like we're running another play. I would think quick snap here. They're going to go for it. I don't get this strategy a ton, but hey, they might get it down here with about 26 seconds, 25. We'll see. They're going for it again. Wow. End zone. Yeah, I didn't get this strategy, man. What are you doing here? I think with 44 seconds left, you do a quick out pass and you try to maybe get 5 more yards. You were already at the 40. And then you kick the field goal. And you have 38, 37 seconds left. You onside kick it and you see what you can do. Now you're doing the same thing, but you wasted 20 seconds. Look, I'm a coach till the end, and I understand it's a very low chance the Cowboys win this game. But I don't even care. We'll break down everything. Shoot. Aubrey, tried and true, right down the middle, 19 seconds left. Very poor time management sequence there from Brian Schottenheimer. Very poor. Stop trying to make sense when your team sucks. They are sucking tonight, that's for sure. But yes, we are making sense, that's for sure. 34 to a JJ McCarthy. That was still missing all night is embarrassing. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Appreciate the comment. Defense was awful. It's not your year again. Yeah, not looking that way, is it? Unless we can be blessed with the Eagles losing 3 times in a row and the Cowboys somehow pulling off 3 wins in a row. 34 to 26 right now. 34 to 26. Hans team is on for the Vikes. 19 seconds left. Aubrey gonna do his best here with the onside kick. Feel like these are almost impossible at this point. It is crazy, the ebbs and flows of the NFL. You know, a few weeks ago, Cowboys beat the Chiefs. You're riding high. People are wondering, are they one of the best teams in the NFL? Look, a lot of us Cowboys fans kind of know the drill. And look, I'll be totally honest with y'all. It's hard not to when you're seeing them win against some quality opponents. But at the same time, you just understand the Cowboys have such a hard time doing what they need to do. And what they needed tonight was a win. And it didn't happen. Cowboys don't recover the onside kick, and that's going to be all she wrote. I'm not sure how they didn't win either, TLC. I'm really not. Seahawks beat the Rams next week and then lose to the 49ers next week. I'm sure there's a number of scenarios. I think Cowboys just eliminated themselves from wild card. I think the division is their only hope at this point. All great Dak seasons end the same. Him fizzing out at the end. I'm going to defend it, man. The Dak slander is just so misguided tonight. Dak offense puts up 26. Aubrey missed multiple field goals. If Aubrey makes his field goals, they're scoring over 30 points. I just don't understand how you blame Dak in a game like this. He was literally running for his life nearly the entire game. Like nearly the entire game. And the defense can't stop JJ McCarthy. But it's Dak's fault. Come on now. Come on. It's Dak's fault that they can't stop JJ McCarthy and give up 34 points to the Vikings. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Hey, if you had Vikings in this one, good for you. I didn't. I mean, look, am I shocked right now? No. We lost to the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. After that, nothing shocks you. Nothing. And that is leaving out all of the past total failures that the Cowboys have had throughout the years in different games. But they lost to the Cardinals on Monday Night Football earlier this year. Nothing's going to shock me. Side note, NFL officiating is ridiculous. Calling, holding. Yeah, look, the NFL officiating for me has always been rough. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it. Look, I could get on a soapbox for about 30 minutes on NFL officiating. Clearly not the reason we lost this game. But, yeah, the NFL officiating for me has been exceptionally bad this year. League-wide. But everybody's got to deal with it. Cowboys, for me, penalties aside, they need to be a more disciplined team. You cannot drop home games like this to inferior competition, and they are. Just disappointing. 9 freaking points in the second half. How Dak isn't to blame for that? Well, look, Dak, for me, I don't know how to break this down. Dak's one person. He's one person. There's 10 other guys on the field. And when the 5 guys in front of you cannot stop anything, I don't know how you're expecting Dak to have a lot of success. I mean, if you want to cherry pick the box score and cherry pick the fact that they only scored 9 points in the second half, that's fine. Just say you didn't watch the game. Because if you actually watched the game, you would know there was extremely limited time for Dak to do anything in the pocket. Doesn't help Brandon Aubrey misses a couple of field goals. Would have been a closer game. But this one, you got to focus on the defense. A lot of people hate Dak Prescott, though, so I get it. I would actually respect that more if you just said you hate Dak. Just say you hate Dak. It would make a lot more sense to me than you actually trying to justify that he's the reason why they lost this game tonight. Like, seriously. Just say you don't like the guy. It'd make a lot more sense to me. If you watch the entire game, Dak's running for his life. His defense can't stop a rookie quarterback. Yeah, but he's the problem. Okay. Got it. Got it. McCarthy had all the time in the world. That's the point. Hustle, thank you. Appreciate the comment. You gave up 34 points to J.J. McCarthy, but Dak's the issue. Look, I feel like every week I get off on a Dak Prescott just defense speech. I don't know what else to call it. A defense rant defending Dak when the team around him, minus a few splash guys on the offensive side of the ball and maybe one or two on the defensive side, when the team around him is not very good. It's not very good. It is what it is. The Cowboys have a lot to do to get better. They bandaged it up a little bit with the Quinnen Williams trade. They bandaged it up a little bit in the middle of the season, but I think we're seeing this team's limited, even with a good Quinnen Williams. Is it Eberflus? I think Eberflus absolutely is going to be under a lot of fire. He's already been. But I already saw, and I don't know if y'all saw this too, but they were basically saying, it was a report, I forget which beat writer it was, but they basically said, do the Cowboys really want to do a fourth defensive coordinator in 4 years? You really want to go 4 defensive coordinators in 4 years? I have a feeling they might stick with him, but I almost don't know how you can when it's this bad. It's this bad. You're giving up 34 points to J.J. McCarthy. And I hate that I have to say it that way because it just sounds slanderous. I got nothing against J.J. McCarthy. But you're giving up 34 points to this dude. Come on now. Knowing Jerry, he will keep him. Hugo, it wouldn't shock me at all. Lions blitz, Viking blitz. Dave, it's a good point. I think that the Lions gave a little bit of a blueprint. I don't know how you didn't look or why you wouldn't look at that Lions game. What did they do to throw Dak off? Blitz the hell out of him? Okay, now we know what to do the following week. And that's what the Vikings did. You saw blitzes all night long on Dak. And the offensive line and the running backs couldn't pick it up. Dak actually, I thought, had some great plays just to escape and buy a little bit of time. It was very rare that man took the ball, set his feet, and had time to scan for 1 second. Dude set his feet and was running for his life almost every other play. The O-line absolutely needs to be rebuilt. Absolutely needs to be rebuilt. You need to get a better O-line. You need to get a better defensive back core group. And you also really got to find a Mike linebacker. Kenneth Murray, Wilson. I don't think that's the tandem. I don't. Cena tapped out. Now the Cowboys. I'm raging. Big J, good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. Selling Dak, you know what? We're going to sell Dak, and then the quarterback play is going to be terrible. This is how this goes. I'm sorry. I'll take what I'm getting from Dak. Please improve other areas of the team. Get a secondary that can defend against J.J. McCarthy. Okay, and I have no clue how, if you actually watch the game, your biggest takeaway is, man, Dak should have played better. gave up 34 points to J.J. McCarthy, bro. Come on now. Ain't no way the Eagles losing to the Commanders. They might lose once, but I don't think they're going to lose twice. I don't think they're losing twice. Wasn't on Dak tonight, 100% agree. Aubrey's misses weren't helpful, but they're not necessarily the difference. We would have lost, 34-32 had Aubrey made his field goals. All the people that want Dak gone, you just don't understand. You think that we're going to pull off the Green Bay thing where we go from Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love. That's not how it's going to go. And we've been spoiled, even as Cowboys fans, with above average, in my opinion, quarterbacks in Romo and Dak Prescott over the last, 20 years? I feel like we've been spoiled with the quarterbacks that we've had. There are some franchises that cannot find a quarterback to save their lives. I think you're going to look back once Dak is gone and we've got some scrub running around out there throwing 20 interceptions a year, and Dak's not going to be looking so bad. We're so inconsistent, 100%. User 109, appreciate you. Defense gives up 29.7. Offense scores 29.7. Bug, is that legit? Is it really exactly 29.7 apiece for each side of the football? That is insane. Dak has Tom Brady stats and people be hating. Look, if the Cowboys had a better defense, Dak would probably be the MVP candidate this year, the leading MVP candidate. Probably would be. Dak has, I think, had a really solid year. I'm surely not going to be spewing any hatred towards him. The defense, on the other hand, come on. Come on. I really don't understand why people overcomplicate it. When you're giving up 30 plus nearly every game, it's not going to go well for you. Would I rather have Caleb Williams than Dak? No. I don't even know what to think about Caleb Williams, honestly. Ben Johnson, I think, is so good at what he does. I don't even know if you can really fairly evaluate Caleb Williams. I know a lot of people are a little bit higher on him this year. For me, I look at Caleb and I say to myself, before Ben Johnson got there, what was he? I think a lot of people were pretty frustrated with him. So I can't even judge Caleb Williams accurately. Take Ben Johnson away, and what is Caleb Williams? Bears have an offensive-minded head coach. That's why, you're kind of making my point, right? Take Ben Johnson away from Caleb Williams. What is Caleb Williams? Bears fans, I'm not trying to troll. If you're hanging out, you're a Bears fan, be honest. Without Ben Johnson, you really think Caleb Williams is all that? All right. I would disagree with that all day long. Who did I have going into tonight's game? I actually felt like this was a game where anything could happen. I'll be honest. I didn't think the Cowboys were going to lose this game. But nothing surprised me with this team. Again, I watched a Monday Night Football loss to the Cardinals at home. A loss to the Vikings in this spot does not shock me. It doesn't. Caleb Williams would still shine. You're insane. I don't even know how you have that take. Did you watch last year? Did you watch your team play football last year? I don't know how you could walk away with any other comment besides, don't know if Caleb Williams is really that good. He's got a great head coach. Losses on shoddy. Bro settled for field goals. That, to me, is interesting. I think Shoddy didn't do himself any favors today. But look, he's not the one out there blocking. He's not the one out there trying to cover Minnesota's wide receivers. It just wasn't good, man. Losses on the defense, I do agree with that. Go get Al Harris and Chris. Maybe. I think, Eric, you might be onto something. I don't know if those guys are going to be available or wanting to come back, but they, I think, are going to make some changes. I don't know if it's going to be Eberflus. I know a bunch of y'all want to see Eberflus gone. I just have my doubts whether or not they actually pull the trigger on that. 4 coordinators in 4 years. I just don't know, y'all. Please fire the D coordinator now. It's going to get loud. You keep giving up 34 points, and now Eberflus kind of has everybody back healthy, right? I mean, you got Overshown back, Revel's back. I know Trey Diggs is not back, and we haven't really talked about the Trey Diggs drama, honestly, but I don't think Trey Diggs is going to play again. You guys let me know if you feel different. It just does not seem like it is trending positively for him to be playing. I think he has ruffled some feathers in the Cowboys organization. I'll be surprised if he plays. Diggs, it feels like, is either getting traded, something else, man. I just do not think that man's going to be playing another down for the Cowboys. Could be wrong, but that is my suspicion. 100%. I hope that the Cowboys have a good draft this next year. That is going to be so key after a year like this. Dak, 23 for 38, 294 passing yards through the air, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Straight up release. Could be. It's possible. Diggs, man, you had that incredible 21. That incredible 2021 season. Got the bag and then just has not been anywhere close. It's too bad. Look, I think that at some point you have to look at the most important positions on the field. For me, this is always going to be a game that's won in the trenches. And so I do think the Cowboys have the right idea in what they're doing with Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark. I like that. You've got to get better on the offensive line. But I'd love to see them improve their linebacker play. And the defensive secondary has got to get better as well. I don't know how smart it is to invest crazy bucks into DBs. I think maybe you can do it with one, but you've got right now Bland and Trey Diggs making really, really good money and giving you not a lot right now. They've got to spend money on the defense. Rick, I totally agree with you. They've got to spend money on the defense. Unfortunately, they've already got a lot in the DBs with Diggs and Bland. And do you really want to spend now another big contract on another DB? I don't know. Cowboys have got a very important offseason coming up. Very important. The offensive line was bad today. Very bad today. Release Steele and Diggs once the opportunity comes. Probably going to be a very strong potential. Defense was not good, but we win that game if Aubrey don't miss. Do we? I mean, it's 34-32 if Aubrey makes both his field goals. And you know what? The game maybe changes slightly if he actually does come through, but for me, this defense is the number one reason. The defense and the O-line. I'm watching Dak run for his life right now. They're showing all the pressures, man. Just an insane amount of pressures. Steele was embarrassing. Like they're showing some of Steele's replays. I mean, he just got bullied at times tonight. They showed one clip, and it's one-on-one. And had Steele actually stepped up a little bit and held his ground, Dak probably has time to make a throw, maybe get a touchdown. But Steele just gets pushed like 3 feet backwards at first impact. Steele just got bullied tonight. He really did. Aubrey wasn't himself. That was also a factor, Dylan, 100%. Appreciate the comment. Thank you so much. Rebuild, let go of the season. I don't think they're going to do it until the Eagles mathematically eliminate them. When that happens, of course. But until they are mathematically eliminated, I don't think that they're going to be doing that. Quinn had them playing well. Yeah, Quinn definitely did. Miss Dan Quinn. I get it. Going to be a head coach somewhere makes a ton of sense. And look, Dan Quinn's having a rough year this year, but obviously you lose Daniels. You have some injury issues with McLaurin and other guys. You get it. But yeah, that Dan Quinn defense was something, man. Missed that a ton. fire the defensive coordinator. I think that is going to get extremely, extremely loud here. Keep going. If the Eagles win Saturday, the Cowboys are eliminated, yes. We'll see. Division game, you never know. It's going, you know what would be so Cowboys is the Eagles lose the next 2 games. Cowboys win the next 2 games. And then the Cowboys do something dumb like lose to the Giants in the last game of the season. Or whoever it is, whether it's Washington. It's the Giants. That would be such a Cowboys ending. The Eagles lose the next 2 games, give us some hope, and then the Cowboys lose to the Giants and knock themselves out. That would be, and y'all know, my diehards in the chat right now, you know I'm right on this. And I would not even be surprised if it happened. Eagles, they lose on Saturday. The Bills beat them. We're going into the last week of the season. Eagles, maybe even they lose 3 in a row. And then all the Cowboys have to do is beat the Giants. And they just can't do it. Like, that would be, honestly, and you know I'm speaking from a place of love. I love my team. But that would be so Cowboys. It would be so Cowboys. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm keeping it a buck right now. I do not have a lot of faith that this is going to go well over the next 3 weeks, but I pray to be wrong. Pray to be wrong. Defense, yeah, 100%. Defense was the main problem all year. Absolutely. I actually think infamous, appreciate you, man. I actually think the Cowboys are a weird enough team they could reel off 3 straight wins right now. I don't think that's out of the question at all. This is a weird team. I think they very easily could reel off 3 straight wins. Now, are they going to? We'll see. Are the Eagles going to lose 3 straight? I would say unlikely. But once again, it would be so on brand for the Cowboys to give us plenty of hope over the next few weeks and then do something stupid week 18. You thought it was our year? I can't say that I thought this was the Cowboys' year. I think that they had a shot to make the playoffs, be a good team. I said all year long, I thought that they would end up 9-8 at best, 10-7. It's looking pretty good right now. I mean, they got to win 3 straight in order for me to be right on the 9 wins. But this, to me, was never a team that was going to dominate this year. Not a team that I really thought was going to end up being in the final game of the season, the Super Bowl. If you did, more confidence than I had, that's for sure. But I thought the Cowboys could make the playoffs this year. I really did. Yeah, Chris, I'm with you on this. The Murray gaslighting is so weird, man. Like, Murray, to me, you watch him play, you watch the film. I don't know what they're seeing. And they're like trying to make us feel like we're not seeing the good things that he's doing. At least that's what Shoddy was saying earlier in the week. Like, there's a lot you don't see. I'm like, dude, no, come on, man. I know there's a lot of casuals watching the NFL, but there's plenty of people that know the game. And I don't know how you walk away from that Lions game or from a number of other games this year and feel like Kenneth Murray is giving you your best shot to win. I don't understand that at all. Keep going. Murray should be benched. Yeah, I do think it's interesting that they won't go to Logan Wilson. I do think that is very, very interesting. Like, obviously, Logan isn't giving him enough confidence in practice, and I know he's new, learning the system, but nevertheless, it feels like, are you really going to get worse going to Logan Wilson? I don't think so. Offensive line weak versus Bills defense. I'm coming in late. What'd I miss? Oh, you're talking about the Patriots game? Yeah, look, the Bills, what a comeback. What a comeback for them. I think that, you know, you look forward to the Eagles' schedule. That game in Buffalo is going to be tough for them, but I don't think they're going to lose to the Commanders twice. Never know. Do we need to go look for a new defensive coordinator? I'd like to see it, but I kind of wonder if they stick with Eberflus. As a Cowboys fan, Dak is not elite. Straight clown show, lose out and trade Diggs. I don't think today I blame Dak. I think, you watch the game. You watch every down. Dak's running for his life half the time, man. I mean, he really was. I don't walk away. Dak's the issue. Defense issue. Offensive line issue. I don't really walk away thinking Dak's the issue. I think Dak is probably as good as he's ever been. Understands the game, understands the offense, very cerebral player, great leader. I'll ride with Dak, man. I really will. I think Dak is going to be one of those quarterbacks. You don't have him anymore, and you're going to wish you did, because the quarterback you have is going to be nowhere close to where Dak is. Trade for Myles Garrett, that'd be nice. What would you have to give up to get him? Bro's a monster. Flores called a good game for the Vikings. Absolutely. Could that be a guy that we steal? I would love to steal Flores from the Vikings. Don't know if he would jump ship. You feel like Flores might be one of those guys that is going to probably hang out until maybe he can manage another head coaching job. But I wouldn't mind stealing Flores from the Vikings at all. Cowboys are done, all but. I mean, look, it could still happen. Not mathematically eliminated yet. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. We over an hour? Just barely. Hey, by the way, appreciate everybody that's followed alongside the show today. Wasn't the result we wanted, but I will say this, rain or shine, we're here. Die hard, man. It's not just showing up when the wins. It's showing up every week, week in and week out. No fair weather here at Right on Rangers. So I know some of y'all are the same way. It was a rough game tonight, but onward to next week. We'll see what the Cowboys have in store against the Chargers. Chargers got to win this week. It was a little ugly at times, but they got the job done. I think the Cowboys can beat the Chargers. I think the Cowboys can win out, honestly. But would it shock me if they didn't? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Appreciate the follow. Thanks so much. Yeah, we didn't get any pressure on the quarterback, and the Vikings got way too much pressure on us. Absolutely. Hey, JJS, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, at this point, I think that the Cowboys are going to need a lot of luck on their side, and I'm not counting on it, but we'll be here. We'll watch. We'll finish out the season. Obviously, you get eliminated. Yeah, start looking forward to next year. Do whatever you got to do. Improve the draft pick. I'm with all you guys on that. All you guys on that. But at this point, we are going to wrap things up for the day. By the way, if you followed along, you'll see me putting out several different types of content. We cover a few different teams here, Right on Rangers. We cover the Cowboys, obviously. We cover the Texas Rangers, Texas Longhorns, and the Dallas Mavericks. So you'll see some different content coming out from me over the course of the week. Appreciate the support. We'll be here on Wednesday, by the way. My next live will be Wednesday. We do a Texas Rangers off-season show, and I'm looking forward to that. Got a number of things to talk about regarding that. And then, look, when the Longhorns play the bowl game, if they play the bowl game against Michigan, we'll definitely go live for that. May do a bowl game preview as well, but that's kind of the drill. We haven't done a lot of Dallas Mavericks lives this year, but we will do it for some of the big games, especially maybe like when Kyrie comes back, when that's finally determined, and some of the primetime matchups we normally do as well. So a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Appreciate all you guys hanging. We are going to sign off for the night. Cowboys defense, much maligned, man. They did not come to play tonight. Give up 34 points to J.J. McCarthy. Offensive line had Dak running for his life. Brandon Aubrey misses a couple of field goals. And the Cowboys lose 34-26 to the Minnesota Vikings and are all but done in the playoff hunt. Eagles could lose out. Cowboys could win out. And you still got a shot. I can't say I'm counting on it, but we're going to see it through to the bitter end. Hey, hope all y'all have a good week ahead. Have a good rest of the night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless. Go Cowboys.